They said we talk too much.
Hey, guess what? And I was reading comments on this page. Everybody was like, I hope they know what they're getting into. Well, I know
Oh, we
what
know
I'm
what we
getting
getting
into.
into. We big girls. We big girls around here.
Listen.
But they say women got 2 mouths in one ear. That's what I heard.
Oh,
They
okay.
said we got 2 mouths in one ear.
Okay.
Well,
So,
we gonna find
some
out.
do though, y'all.
But we're gonna find out why though.
Okay.
Is it a reason? It's a root
Well,
to everything.
Been watching Shameless Unplugged.
Thank you for your
Okay,
support.
thank
I've
you.
definitely
Thank
been
you.
watching. I remember when my best friend came and told me it was coming. I promoted it every day until
Hey family, how y'all doing out there today? Listen, I was trying to stop the laugh, but it's always some shenanigans going on in this studio
Yeah.
with these ladies, my favorite ladies, some
Yeah.
of my favorite ladies.
Ooh,
Some of my favorite ladies.
Oh,
you mean some of
yeah,
them?
yeah. Reinterpret it the same way. Like some of them
okay.
are your favorite.
I said
that's how-
some. This is what they do to me. Some of my favorite ladies.
Me and
Okay.
some are not here. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
We were wrong. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
We all interpret it the
sorry.
same way. We sorry.
This takes a lot for them to even say I'm sorry.
Accountability.
Accountability. We were
That's
just speaking on that,
That's right. And
Yes.
I take accountability for
Well,
misinterpreting.
say, did you say you were sorry? You apologize? Because I heard Rose say it and Leah said. I'm asking.
I apologize. Believe me, I do.
Ladies, how y'all doing?
Wonderful,
Good.
wonderful. Hey,
I miss
hey.
y'all. I feel like I haven't seen.
I know. Yes.
What's up with
Cause
that?
y'all be slipping on the French on the girls'
Oh,
day.
we
out.
don't go outside
Oh,
anymore.
yeah. That's what it
Okay.
is, y'all. I need a new set of friends.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Wow.
it. That's what that means. That's wow.
I'm sorry.
Well, how were you? How was your weekend?
Lily, what you do this weekend, honey? Oh, I had a good weekend. Let me see. I flaked on a costume party. But then on Sunday, I went to a moo party. Now
Okay.
that was super fun. We have to do that.
Okay.
But she had it in a
No,
restaurant.
we're not
so
going
we
into the
walking in the
restaurant with the
moo-moos
moo I ain't
in
going
the
to that.
restaurant.
Yeah, I'm not
Everybody
doing
looking
that.
at us like,
Yeah, I'm not
"What?"
doing the restaurant
But
with
the
the moo
And we
moo
don't play.
Oh, see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
well,
The
I was in the
shoulders.
big moo. I was in the moo, nice and comfortable. Okay.
I like it. We should.
Yeah, we should do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mo, how was your weekend?
I had a relaxing weekend, not too much going on this weekend. But I will say, from me being in this shutdown, I try to learn some experiences and what I need to learn while I'm in this downtime.
Okay.
And I just, even though I consider myself a giving person, and like when I see the homeless or whatever, but it's really teaching me about stepping up and giving to those, because I done had some people come through for me that just sent me tokens of love and appreciation.
Wow.
Yes, people that I just
I
would
love
never have
that.
expected. So this experience has just taught me that I need to upgrade, and step my game up when it comes to being there to support people that are in less fortunate positions than I am. I thought I was at the top, but I'm not. I got to do better. I got to do
that.
better.
I love it.
Wow, I love that. Wow.
Oh, Friday I got to hang with some of my girls. We went and we hung out.
Yeah, I saw.
We had a wonderful time. And the hate be so real.
Oh, y'all look nice. Y'all look nice. Real nice.
You ladies were
So-
slayed.
Yeah, y'all
we
were
had
pretty,
a
y'all look
great
nice.
time. And then Sunday I went to the Ravens game. We got a win, baby.
Yes.
Right. Woo. We did
Yes.
that. We had a ball, and I had the experience of we had field seats, the real field seats. We're like on the field.
Nice.
I love it.
So great experience. Big ups to my cousin
always showing up and showing out for me.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
What about you, visionary?
I worked, and then Sunday I was off.
Okay.
And it's always lovely being able to go to church.
Oh yes.
And
Yes.
so and spending time with the grandgirls,
Okay.
my babies, my little princess. So that's what I did.
Oh, nice.
Nice,
So enjoyable
Nice.
for
nice,
me.
nice.
Good.
Yeah. So ladies, we here and everybody has on like some splash of
Yeah, we
pink.
representing
Okay,
the
Mo.
warriors.
What are we representing?
We are representing the warriors,
Mm.
our loved ones that survived, and even the ones who may have lost their battle to breast cancer. But this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we wanted to pay homage to those who are on the battlefield fighting every day.
Right. That's
Absolutely.
right.
Not only for their physical, but it's got to be mentally draining and, straining, dealing with these illnesses, right? So today's topic is the power of hope.
That's
Just
right.
holding on to
Right,
the hope.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Hope against hope.
Yes. So we're going to talk about that today.
And I'm sure we all had friends, some neighbors, some family who this cookie disease touched.
Yes.
And we hate it. We hated it. It's just it's so much. But we've also had stories where God did his
Oh
his
yeah.
Big one.
right?
Oh
Showed up,
yeah.
showed out, and we're gonna talk about it today.
We're going to talk
That's
about it.
right. That's right. That's right. We had some wonderful guests here
Yes. Three
to share
beautiful
their
queens.
stories, and we
Yes.
just want to say thank y'all so much for coming and
Absolutely.
being
Yes.
willing to share y'all stories. There's so many people, like Lisa said, that we know who, like my mom. She lost her battle. She was diagnosed late,
Okay.
and by the time everybody knows she had multiple sclerosis, and then she got diagnosed with cancer.
Mm.
And by the time they found it was just too late. And it was like she got diagnosed 1 week and she was gone like 2 weeks later.
Wow.
So, but I just want to say we definitely thank y'all for being able to come on here and share your story.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
So I know we have a few clips.
So
Oh,
you want to start off with a clip?
I do. I would like
All
to
right.
start
Well,
off.
let's start off with a clip.
Let's roll it.
Let's roll it, roll it, roll. Yeah, that was,
Ooh, that was
you
so
know,
nice.
and I just wanted to say we could have, we wanted to pay homage to many more, people that struggle with this illness or whatever, but we weren't able to get everything in on time. But we're thankful for the ones who did submit their pictures and their the dates and stuff that they rang the bell. But it's just it's an emotional time. It's like
Very
when you
emotional.
think
Yeah.
about it, it
Very
just
emotional.
stems a lot of emotions.
Okay, so Mo, would you like to introduce the first guest?
Yeah, so the first guest is me and Leah's cousin, Krista Scott, Miss the Avon lady. Hey,
Yay,
give me
Krista.
that
Hey y'all. Hey,
beautiful
ladies. Good.
cousin.
Thank you guys for having me.
I want to turn it over to you to tell your own story, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you again. Like I said, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you guys doing this. One, of course, for the awareness. Just a lot of people, just even though it's breast cancer has been around for a long time, there's still people that are unaware. There's still people that don't know how to do an examination. And there's people that don't get tested. So that's kind of where my journey starts. I got tested every year. So in 2019, I went, got my mammogram done. They said they saw something. They wanted me to do a second mammogram. So I did a second mammogram. And this was on, at that time, this was on my right side. So I got a second mammogram and they said, we see something, we're going to do a needle guided biopsy. So that's when you go in and they take the needle into your breast and they extract a piece of the tissue out to test it for cancer. So they tested the right side. They said it wasn't cancerous. So, okay, great. Another year. 2020, February of 2020, I went to go get my mammogram. This time they say we see something on the left side and we need to do a second mammogram. I was like, okay, this is familiar. You know, y'all did this last year, so no problem. So they said we see something. We need to do a needle guided biopsy again. Okay, yeah, not a problem at all. This is like the same old, right? This time they said we see cancer.
Mm.
So, of course, all emotions, everything, thought process just kind of went out the window because, you know, they're saying the deer in the headlights. That's just really what it felt like. Somebody hits you with a news like that. You don't know how to respond. You don't know how to act. And of course, you know, even being in faith, I question like, okay, Lord, this got to be a mistake. This can't be me, you know. And it began the process of going through the pandemic because that was February. And then in March,
Mm.
what happened? We got COVID, right?
Mm.
Pandemic, everything shut down, nothing, you know, you couldn't do anything. And so for me, one of the things I had to call my doctor and I said, well, what does this mean because of the pandemic? You know, will I be eligible to go through therapy or radiation or anything like that? And she reassured me that yes. However, that part of my journey had to be done by myself because again, because of COVID,
Mm.
it would not allow people into the doctor's offices with you. So I had to go through 24 sessions of radiation by myself. My husband couldn't come, um, couldn't, you know, couldn't have anybody escort me to the offices. I had to drive myself, of course, and drive myself at home. In April, I had a lumpectomy. And even during my lumpectomy surgery, that's when they go in and they take the tissues out the lymph nodes just to try to make sure that it doesn't spread and make sure that it won't spread throughout the rest of your body. And so I had to go through that by myself. So as I tried to explain to people, the word that comes to mind is processing. When somebody hears that news, let them process because you don't know the thoughts that are going through their minds when they hear that news. And my son admitted to being mad at me because I didn't tell him. I had friends mad at me because I didn't tell him, you know, and I'm like, I was processing.
Right, right.
You know, I was trying to understand what this meant, what I needed to do, and then going through it alone. But as we know, God was with me through the surgery. I felt very anxious on the table. I thank God for people in place because as I was laying on the bed before my surgery, I prayed and I said, God, I need you to just settle my heart and settle my spirit because my mind is racing.
Right.
I'm thinking about malpractice. I'm thinking about all kinds of things that could happen during surgery. I even thought that I might have died doing surgery. So, of course, my mind was everywhere. And I just was honest with God. And I told the Lord that I was afraid and I was very scared. And I thank God for people in place because even through that process, everyone was very nice. The anesthesiologist, the nurse, they talked you through it. And sometimes you need somebody with that good bedside manner to
Right.
really help you, you know, while you're in a very anxious moment, you know. And I thank God for my care team. I went to Riverside Cancer and got my radiation treatment. I was blessed because during the pandemic, my job, of course, we got shut down, but we could work from home. So that was a blessing for me to be able to work from home, go get my radiation, and then come back home and finish working. So everything lined up, and I just thank God for seeing me through it. I've been blessed. I've been meeting a lot of people. Even now, I'm a part of an organization. We promote breast cancer awareness. And so I just thank God for the journey. And I know that there's more and more people that we'll need to reach and talk to and educate and support. So I'm thankful for the experience. But when I was going through it at first, I wasn't.
Wow.
Wow, wow, wow. That's tough. Especially like you said during the pandemic. I can't imagine because just being healthy going through the pandemic was just
Mhm.
rough on us,
Yeah.
and I just can't imagine going through that alone, and I thank God that he had his hands on you and he protected you
Absolutely.
and he brought you through that.
Thank God for healing hands.
Amen. Thank God.
So you want
I mean, I had a few questions. Like you said, you actually went for your mammogram, and that's when they told you, right?
Yes,
And and you felt nothing. You felt okay.
felt fine.
mm,
And I don't
Oh,
have any family history that I knew of breast cancer. So it's not always about family history.
right,
Right.
because that's what we
absolutely.
tend to
And
think.
I will say this because with me, like I never had breast cancer, but I've been getting mammograms since I was like 18 because I've always had lumps.
Mm,
So and they were doing like two a year, and I've had like five needle guided biopsies, right? But I will say this: they say usually you don't have symptoms.
mm.
So,
That's what's
you
scary.
gotta know your body. You gotta do them self mammograms and
Yep.
learn your body. But sometimes it's deep and you can't. Like, I mean, I'm large breasted. I could feel the lump. Yeah, I could.
Right.
But a lot of times people don't realize what's normal and what's not. So it's very
Right.
important that to really learn yourself.
Yeah.
And if you, feel something, go see about it. And anybody, what's what they say the age is 40. 40 and older, you should be getting mammograms,
Yeah.
because you don't feel sick.
Well, and
Right.
that's why I asked because I know a lot of times, oftentimes you hear people say that we ignore like warning signs,
But
like
it's
we,
none.
yeah,
It's
and
not.
so that's what Be More for Real podcast said. Are there any symptoms of breast cancer other than feeling for lumps?
I don't know. I
I
can't.
I
Well,
don't
I
know.
I know, like I said, just going through what I went through, and with my breast being large or whatever, I know sometimes they say you'll have like a tugging, like the lump won't feel normal. Like
Mm,
most of the times the lumps are like a regular. If you have like fiber adenomas, it's smooth or whatever. Most of the time it'll be abnormal feeling, and then sometimes like it'll feel like it's tugging.
mm.
But not to where it's, like, painful. Usually, it's
Right.
not painful.
See, that's the scary thing because usually
Yeah.
when you have an illness, your body telling you, you might start feeling nauseated or loss of appetite and losing weight and things like it. And I'm gonna get on this one. She just made an appointment. She been supposed to been getting mammograms. And I said, You haven't had your first mammogram?" No, they say it hurt. I said, Well,
Well,
cancer
no,
hurt
it's
worse. Cancer
scary.
hurt
Yeah,
worse.
no, I understand,
Well,
but I'm glad that you scheduled it.
yeah,
So yeah,
well, let me just say this, over the years, it's improved. So, it is painful, it's uncomfortable,
Well, maybe
but
these
it's
little
this
lumps ain't
fast.
got to worry
It's
about it because
this
they put them
fast
in
or
between them
whatever,
plates. I'm like, where is it? Smash
I
the
wanted
plate.
to
I'm
say
gonna
something
say
real
I
fast. I
got
wanted to
another
just
question.
say, real fast, Deneen, shout out Deneen. She's a survivor of breast cancer. I see you up there.
Hey,
Big
warrior.
shout out.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
warrior.
Well,
Queen warrior. Yes, right.
I had one more question for Kristen. If it's too much, that's fine. I'll understand. But I wanted to know, like, once they diagnosed you and said this is what it was, what stage were you at?
So for me, it was saying that it was like one of three. Let me take that back. It was grade 2 of 3. So it was called invasive ductal carcinoma, Nottingham, grade 2 of 3. And so they said that they caught it early. And to Shirelle's point, a couple of years ago, I had a breast reduction. Excuse me. So a couple of years ago, I had a breast reduction. And my doctor said to me, it was probably because of the reduction that they were able to see it.
Mm.
Wow,
Yes.
wow,
Yep.
Wow.
wow.
Yep.
So,
God is
Cuzzy,
amazing.
I do have a question though, because um I know your faith is strong. I don't doubt that at all. And I know but my question is it like a constant fear every day living not knowing if it's going to come back? Is it like a constant uneasy feeling or nervousness or can
So
you
yes.
explain that?
So when you meet someone and you share the story and you hear the story or you hear somebody else diagnosed, it's like you relive it. You know, I relive certain moments. I relive certain moments of being diagnosed and being told I had breast cancer, or going through my chart and reading it. You know what I'm saying? So I heard it. Now I see it in black and white on paper. So there's just different parts of my journey that I do relive that. And I feel that all over again, that fear, that why me, God,
Right.
and those are real feelings. People saying, oh, you say why me? Why not me? You're a soldier. I didn't ask to be a soldier. A lot of us didn't ask
Right.
to be
That part.
soldiers,
Right.
That
but
part.
at the same time, that constant seeing it, hearing about it.
Yeah.
And then there's a little angst that comes with when it's time to get that mammogram again, just praying that everything
Mm.
is good. So every time
Right.
you go for the mammogram, you're like, Lord, I just hope they don't find it. Because I've met people, I've met women, and it's just been such a heartfelt blessing, because I've met women who've had it several times.
Mm.
I met one lady who said she had breast cancer, she had throat cancer, and she had stomach cancer at different parts in different stages and ages in her life.
Oh.
And she said she know God is real. And I say, Amen.
Amen.
To have three, you know what I'm saying? You got people, we struggling with the one.
Right.
She's had three in different kinds and different stages throughout her life. So, but to answer your question, yes, it comes back. I relive it. I think about it, and it gets, it gets something. But I thank God for prayer. I thank God for, sessions like this where you can talk to people. That
Yeah.
helps. You know, you never
Well,
know what
thank
somebody's going through, so it helps to talk with somebody.
Definitely
I admire
appreciate your
your
story.
strength. Yeah,
Yes.
I admire your
Absolutely.
strength,
Love you,
Cuzzy. Thank you. Thank you so
Cuzzy.
much.
Love you
Well, we
too.
have another guest. We have Miss Jackie down there, who is also a survivor. Hey,
Hey,
Jackie.
Hey,
Jackie.
Miss Jackie.
Hello. Hey, Queen. Oh, wow.
You might have
I
yourself
Are
think
you
you
muted.
muted?
muted. We can't hear
You
you.
I
Unmute.
can't
Unmute
hear you.
yourself.
Unmute. Go ahead and unmute. We're gonna talk for a second while you unmute.
Yeah, but yeah, we can just introduce the other guest for now.
Okay, so Jade, is our third guest, who is, if, correct me if I'm wrong, you are currently going through treatment.
Yes, hello. Can you guys
Hello,
can
Hello,
hear
hello,
me?
hello.
Jade.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So introduce yourself.
So yes, my name is Jade. I'm a friend of Sandy's. Nice to meet you guys. And yes, so I was diagnosed in January of this year
Mm.
with triple negative breast cancer. So that's one of the most aggressive breast cancers.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a grade 2. Um, when I first went in, I did my routine mammograms, my yearly mammograms. Um, and the only way they did find that I had the breast cancer is through a mammogram, because when I did a self examination, and even when my oncologist did an examination, they didn't feel anything. So that was the only way that the cancer was discovered, was through a mammogram. When I spoke to, they set me up with a breast surgeon. When I met with the breast surgeon, now I work at this hospital where I had my treatments, and where I knew a lot of the doctors and a lot of my care team, actually. So the doctor that I was set up with for the breast surgeon, he actually told me, he said, if you were my wife, because they give you options, like if you want to have surgery, if you want to have chemo. He said, with your cancer, if you were my wife, I would tell her to do chemo first. And so that's what I did, because he said that to me. And I felt confident, that he was telling me the right thing to do. So I went through chemo. I had to do 2 phases. The first phase was 4 treatments, and that was every 3 weeks. And then the second phase, and I got to ring the bell at the end of the first phase. So that was a good
Okay.
phase.
Great bell.
Yeah. And then the second phase was I did chemo once a week, and that was for 12 treatments. And so I rang that bell on August the 29th.
Congratulations.
Yes. So I still have to do radiation. And so my first radiation treatment will be on November the 12th. And so I have to do radiation every day. Um, and they say radiation is not anything like chemo, as far as like illness, being sick, and the side effects and everything. So um, radiation is about maybe 10 minutes long, they say. You just go through a machine, and before you know it, you're out of the machine. So radiation is my next step. So
Wow.
um, I did open up on Facebook. A lot of my my family, of course, knew. Some of my friends knew, but then when I finally shared my story on Facebook, I didn't believe like all of the outpouring and all of the inbox messages. And people are going through this,
Right.
and people, you never thought were going through it or have been through it, and they just never spoke about it. So I felt really good, people reaching out saying thanks for sharing my story and my journey, and they even went through it, or they knew someone that had gone through it or was going through it, so it felt good to just be able to touch, people um, with coming out with my story. So um, a lot of times us, we don't like to share because we don't want people in our
Right.
business. And, so we kind of try to keep it, to ourselves, not like it's a secret or anything, because, people gonna see you and they're gonna know you look different. You don't have any hair, you're wearing these wigs and stuff like that. But, we just try to not, you know, tell people our business all the time. But, it felt good kind of just, putting it out there, so.
So are you a part of any support groups?
No, I'm not. I'm not a part of any support groups, but I would love to be a part of any support group, actually.
Wow. So, Jade, how are you? Thank you so much
Thank you.
for
Yes.
coming on. And I want to say to you, first of all, God bless you. And definitely you are in my prayers.
Absolutely.
But
Thank
I do want to say I'm so glad that there is a village out there that you guys can relate to one another. You guys can communicate to one another, because every last one of us up here have a story to tell, but we don't have that story,
Right.
you know. And
Mhm.
sometimes it does trouble my spirit when people constantly say, I understand, I get it. I'm telling you now, I do not
Yeah, I don't
understand.
get it.
I have sisters that was actually supposed to well, I invited to be on this platform too, and I couldn't make it happen. And watching them go through what they went through, one thing I never could say is I get it, I understand, because I don't.
Right.
So honestly, God bless you. God's covering over you. I'm speaking complete healing, all of that for all of you ladies. And that once it's gone, because it will be gone, that it never returns. But I honestly don't understand. So I am glad that there is a platform that you can be on, that you're comfortable with. You guys are all sharing some of the same um feelings and
Right.
things that you may be going through, and you can just let your head down. You
But
know
you
what
know
I'm
what,
saying? And I
Lisa?
get it.
Also to continue what you were saying, even if I was going through something similar, I don't know how somebody
Somebody
else
else's.
feel.
That's right.
Because
Absolutely.
even as you know, and I
Absolutely.
and I can relate that as a grieving mother, like when other people lose their children, it's like, oh, I know how you feel. No, I don't know how you feel,
You're
because
right.
the way
You're
I'm
right.
equipped to be able to handle things is different, mentally,
Yep.
physically, spiritually, emotionally. So we definitely need to get out of the habit of telling people, I
Yeah.
know how you
I
feel.
It's
understand.
not
We can say
good.
I can relate, but you don't know how somebody
Nope.
feels. So
No.
Your situation is not
it's
mine.
not mine.
Hey, Jade, Denise said we have a great support system at Northwest Hospital in Randallstown. If you want to get that information or whatever, if you want to reach out or whatever, I can get that information for you so you can join that
Absolutely.
support
That's
system.
awesome.
You know,
Oh yes, I definitely would love that. Thank you.
everything.
Everything.
But
Yeah.
I
Thank
had
you.
a question for you. Mentally, how are you right now?
Yeah.
Mentally.
Oh, mentally, I'm in a good
Good.
space. I have
That's good.
excellent support system as far as my family. I have in-laws. My husband is great. He's been there with me, my kids, so mentally I'm good. I'm in a good
Right.
space. So even, I got to work at home. I work from home. So I got to work like through most of my treatment. So
Love it.
that was a good thing. So yeah, I'm definitely blessed. And yeah, so
Did
That's
you
it's
have
all
any
good.
family members that had breast cancer?
So actually, I don't. Not that I know of. I did take a genetic test. I had a genetic testing done, and there was no kind of mutation or anything. Not me. Really did it because I have 4 daughters and I have a son. So not saying that they won't, you know, get breast cancer, but there's a chance that they won't because there is no genetic.
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Any more questions for Jade?
Mm-mm. No, I don't
No,
have
so Jackie, you unmuted yet?
any.
Jackie, can you hear us? Oh, we can't hear
We cannot
you.
hear you at
You got
all.
something muted. Log out and log back in.
So I had some clip. I sent a few clips. Are we able to play one of the clips that I?
Log out and log back in, and then we'll see if we can upload you back on. For some reason, you're not coming through.
Okay, and while we're doing that,
Yeah, can we just play one of the clips?
They treated me like I was a mom with 2 sons at home that I need to get home to. They treated me like I was a person with a name and a face and a history and a future. And I felt that. 15 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. And today, I am grateful for it, surprisingly, because I've learned some life lessons. I've learned that fear can either immobilize you or it could galvanize you, so I choose to let it make me stronger. My advice to women would be, if you get a breast cancer diagnosis, it's not the worst thing that can happen to you. But dying from a cancer that has a 98% cure rate is a pretty bad thing to happen to you. There are cures. If we have time to have standing appointments to get our hair done and our nails done, like every 2 weeks or whatever, we can spend an hour out of an entire year to get a mammogram and make a commitment to your health. What if I didn't get a mammogram every year? I would still have the cancer. I just wouldn't know about it, and it would be getting larger and possibly spreading. I made sure I got the sticker for my car and my oil changed every 6 months. And I have an old car, and I can't take better care of an old car than I do myself. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, just a mind shift, that's all.
Wow, wow, wow.
Okay,
All right. So
if we
did she
get
get the
Miss
log
Jackie
back in?
on?
All right.
Okay.
So I wanted to elaborate on the video that he just showed because like I said, we worry about our exterior so much. We make sure our lashes done,
I
our
agree.
eyebrows done, nails, hair, talking about my face is beat. But you don't go to the doctors. You know what I'm saying? You don't stay on top of your annual appointments and everything. We got to do better,
As a whole.
because it starts from the inside. That looking good on the outside means nothing if your insides is dying.
Well, let me say this. If y'all have a job like me,
Mhm.
where I have good insurance, so I use my insurance.
Oh yeah.
I go to every I can feel anything. I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and get this checkup.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and get this check. First of all, you paying for it, use it.
Use it.
Use it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's what they there for. That's the only way you're gonna find out. God forbid, something is wrong. You need to get a jump on it so they can get a jump on it.
And yeah.
So you got it. The faster you know, the better it is.
Is she back?
I think Miss Jackie's back.
Okay.
Jackie, can you hear us now?
Oh.
But somewhere along
But
the way,
we are-
she's muted on her side.
You muted somewhere.
So I'll say while we
Red Circle Live Studios, Breast Cream, and 4 more.
Can you all hear me?
We can.
Yes.
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 Yes. Go, Jackie. Go, Jackie. Go, Jackie.
from my phone. I don't know what was going on with my laptop.
Okay.
It's okay.
That's
It's
all
okay.
right.
So, Jackie, introduce yourself to us, beautiful.
Hi, yes, my name is Jackie. I am a breast cancer survivor. I am I actually just celebrated 5 years.
Okay.
Wow.
Krista did too.
Right.
5 years. Yay,
Yeah.
5 years.
Yes, I actually have an appointment on Friday. Well, on Thursday I get my mammogram. So, like you all was speaking earlier, how you get nervous. Yes, I'm
Yes.
very, very nervous, but I'm very faith, have a lot of faith, and I'm still walking in my healing. I was diagnosed with. I received the doctor's diagnosis in April, right during before the pandemic when we all everything shut down. That I received that I had, a breast cancer. I actually did a self examination. That's how I realized that I had a lump. I was in the shower taking my shower, and I did self examination, and I felt the lump. And when I got to work, I called and I made an appointment. Um, so from there, I made an appointment. I went in, and I did my mammogram. And during the mammogram, they, did an ultrasound because, of course, they noticed some things and they wasn't, satisfied with it. Then they did a biopsy. And I waited. I had to wait for their results. And that Friday, I believe, on April the 7th, they called me. The doctor called me. My oncologist called me with the diagnosis, and I was stage 2, and it triple negative breast cancer. So during that time, I had to go through 12, I want to say 12 weeks of radiation, and it was Taxol, and I'm trying to remember the other name. It was Taxol and carboplatin, if I'm pronouncing it right. I did 12 weeks of that. I went once a week for 12 weeks. Then I took a break, and then after that, I had to do AC, and they call it the Red Devil. And I told them I'm not calling it the Red Devil. I
That's
called it the
right.
blood. It was the
That's
blood.
right.
Right.
You better
Right.
So
say
it
it.
wasn't nothing about the devil associated with anything I was dealing with.
Good.
I
You
So
love
better
I
it.
had
say it.
to I had to go through, I believe it was 4, I did that 4 times a week for 2 weeks.
Mm.
That was very, very aggressive.
Sounds like.
And again, like the other young lady, I was during the pandemic, so again I had to go through everything alone. My daughter would drop me off at my appointments. I went through everything alone, like meeting with my team, everything. So, and that was a lot, because when you first receive their diagnosis, I never owned a diagnosis, so that's why I'm saying their diagnosis, because I'm not
Hey,
owning it.
that's right.
Listen, listen.
Who report are you trusting?
Come
Ah,
on, baby.
Right.
that's right.
So I had to go through all my appointments and everything alone. They were, when I first met the team of doctors, that my breast surgeon, my oncologist, and the radiologist, when I met the whole team, they allowed me to have my sister on the phone, because
Mm.
they're telling me all of this. And in my mind, it's like, womp, 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 womp,
Right,
womp.
right.
Because you just called me on the phone and told me that that
Yeah.
I was diagnosed, and your diagnosis was breast cancer.
Mm.
All when the young lady told me that, I mean, when the doctor told me, I was like, what do you mean? I couldn't even speak. Like, I literally, like, pretty much dropped the phone.
Mm.
My daughter had to take over the conversation,
Mm.
because for me, it was, at that moment, it was a death sentence for me,
Mm.
because I knew of someone, and I knew of other people, and all I heard of was horror stories. Like, for me at that moment, like, oh my gosh, I'm about to leave this world because I have cancer. Because I'd known of people, and I knew people that were close. I knew someone that was very close and dear to me who passed away from breast cancer, and I saw what it had done to her. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, like, this is really happening to me. Why me? So you go through all those emotions, because I went through it all, and I cried and I cried. And I spoke with some other survivors, and they told me, it's okay to cry.
Get it all out. You scream, you yell, you cry, you do whatever you have to, just get it out. Because I was devastated. I really was. But for the young lady who's going through treatment now, I want to say to you, you have triple negative. That's what that was my diagnosis. So I say to you, it's not a death sentence.
That's
Come
right.
on.
You're gonna live and you can make it. You just have to remember there's a lot of changes you have to do. You have to adjust to a new way of living. You have to change your eating habits. You have certain things they don't tell us, but you have to do a lot of research and a lot of stuff you have to put in place, because I had to learn going through treatment. I would ask I asked the oncologist, do I need to change anything? Does cancer thrive off of sugar? And she told me no. But no, cancer thrives off of sugar. That
Yes.
sugar is cancer's best friend. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
So you have to take out the sugar. You have to take sugar out of your diet. There's a lot of things that we have to do as far as changing in order to survive. We have to maintain. So again, I went through chemo, then I did the surgery. I had a lumpectomy. I did my surgery. Then after the surgery, I went through 26 weeks of radiation. So, and then after that, then I rung my bell after radiation. I
Hey.
couldn't ring my bell until radiation.
Okay.
Because where I went to, they told me they didn't ring the bell because there were other people in that area that will never get to ring a bell, and they thought it was insensitive for them. So what I did was at my older sister house, I ordered a bell. My daughter ordered my bell, and my nephew took a nail and hammed it in the tree. And I had my own bell. I
All
rung the
right.
bell at my
Right.
sister's
That's
house.
right. That's right.
Because I had to
That's right.
celebrate. I had to celebrate for me.
right.
So I did ring a bell there, and then after radiation, I was able to ring a bell once I completed my radiation. And also, I wanted to piggyback you. One of you all asked a question about do you have other symptoms besides feeling your breast? I just wanted to say, just even talking to and hearing the oncologists and other nurses talk, some people actually have discharge from your nipples
Yes.
sometimes.
That's
Yes.
true.
So
That's
Yeah.
true.
it's
That's
different
true. I
ways,
remember.
you
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
You're
Yes.
not
yes,
pregnant. Shouldn't be none.
That's right.
right. So it's
Right.
different things you
And I
can.
heard it'll also your nipples could be itchy. I heard
Yeah,
discharge it itchy.
yeah.
That's
Lord
true.
Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
there are for somebody, it's different for everyone though.
It is
So it's
exactly.
different. So yeah, I just want to encourage the young lady who's still, and anyone else that may be watching that's going through breast cancer. It's not a death sentence.
That's right.
You can live after this, and if you look at my shirt, it says a living testimony.
Right. Period.
Period.
That's
Yes.
That's
right.
Come
right.
on now.
That's right.
That's
Because
right.
we claiming victory. That's right.
Yes.
Victory
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
healing.
That's
Yes, and
right.
you have to speak life into your situation.
Absolutely.
Don't take ownership of it, because cancer don't belong to you. That's
That's
not yours. You
right.
send it
That's
back to where
right.
it came from. It's not yours. And also, I say to you, just speak healing. Whenever my doctors would say something to me already, I would always tell them, I'm healed. I'm walking in my
Hey,
healing.
that's
Come on. Come
hello.
That's right.
on.
That's
So
right.
Now, claim it.
continue to speak healing. And even after that, once I went through my breast cancer, like I want to say maybe like towards 21, I took another I did it was the PET scan, or I went through my MRI and they saw something. So then I had to have a biopsy, had to have lung surgery, because they thought they saw something when I was speaking to the lung doctor, was a thoracic surgeon. He was saying all this stuff, and I told him, I said, hold up. I was like, we're not speaking that. Even the oncologist was like, you can have metastatic. I said, no, we're not doing that. I'm healed. So don't
That's
speak
right.
that
Come
into
on,
my
Miss
life. I'm
Jackie.
healed.
That's right.
So I went for that. I went through the biopsy, and that came back benign. So, and I'm fine, and I was grateful. Like I told him, I'm walking in my healing, and I know what was spoken over my life. I'm healed. And I always, and I still do, continue to speak that. But again, like the other young lady, you still have moments when you're nervous and you think about it. When someone else go through it, you relive it all over again. So there still are moments that I have, when I relive it, and I had to speak to myself, encourage myself
That's
too, to
right.
walk, to get
Self
through it.
encouragement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Miss
Thank you so
Miss
much.
Jackie.
Yes.
How are you, beautiful ladies?
I'm great.
So, I am just led to ask my questions to you just a little bit differently.
Okay.
I um I need you to speak to all the young, the older, the middle-aged ladies out here who are afraid, because there are some people that are afraid to
Yes.
go and get their mammograms done.
That was
I
gonna be
need
my
you.
question.
I just it's just something about you, and I just need you to tell them how important it is, and it's okay to be afraid, but go.
Yes, it is, because I'm gonna be really honest with you all. It was like a year ago when I went through to get. I was supposed to go through to get a mammogram. Well, I got one, and they said they saw something. I became afraid, and I refused, and I didn't want to go back again because I knew they said something, but I became afraid. But when I did my self check and I saw something, and I went to the doctors, and what they said was early detection is key. So I say to you all, don't be afraid. Even if you're afraid, still get it done. Because again, early detection is key. The longer you wait,
Right.
Yes.
you don't give yourself a fair chance. So
That's
the
Right.
right.
earlier you go, the
It's
better it
safer.
is. So
That's right.
don't be afraid. Even if you have to reach out to someone to go, hey, I'll go with you if you need me to. So
Absolutely.
I just
Absolutely.
go. And just try to find a buddy partner, whatever, just go. Because it's very important, it's key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
accountability
Yeah,
partners are
yeah,
important
yeah.
in
Yeah.
So,
life.
so we had a couple comments over there. I'm not going to read what it say, but I know Be More For Real podcast and say, what can men do to help with breast cancer awareness and prevention? And then Sam came through to say, yes, men, you need to know,
Yeah.
even though it's not what we normally hear, but men can get breast
Yes.
cancer. It's rare, but you can get breast cancer. So again, if you feel a lump or if you feel something abnormal,
Right.
you need to go get checked out, because it's just not for women. We are the ones who you always hear about it,
Yeah.
and
Right,
it's
yeah, yeah.
Like
but
lupus.
you definitely, if you feel something, you definitely have to get it taken care of. And also, Black women, we are not the number one with breast cancer, but we are the most affected because we don't go get the mammograms. So by the time, a lot of times, by the time we get diagnosed with it, it's too far gone. So the white women, they say they are the ones that get it more, but they diagnosed in a stage one, stage two. We are usually further gone, and it's too late. So we got to take care of your own health. You got to put your foot. I mean, it's scary. And like Jackie said, we are all here, and any of us up here, including Jackie, any of these sisters up here, I'm sure if anybody needs support, we will
Absolutely.
support you
However
100%.
we can. And I also wanted to comment on something said earlier about not wanting to tell our business. Because we were raised and structured with that, frame of mind about not telling your business, but things can help people. Your story can help people. Your story can help people. It can save people's lives. It can encourage people. It can uplift people. So we have to get out of that frame of mind. "Oh, we don't want nobody to know our business." You know what I'm saying? Because it's everybody business. When your sister hurt, we hurt. Everybody is affected by it. You know what I mean? Like even in school, like your children, they go to school, they're hurting. Now they might be acting up in school. It's like a domino effect. So we have to like develop a different mindset about worrying about people knowing our business, because it's more people going, like they said, going through what we're
No,
going
well,
through.
I'm gonna say this, right? I hear you, and I agree, and I disagree,
Mhm.
because everybody, again, you said it earlier, everybody is different, everybody's
Right.
individual. So
Mhm.
sometimes people need time to process and
Yep,
deal
I was
with it
gonna say, go
themselves
back to what
before you
Crystal
have
said.
Well,
everybody else in it.
I'm not even speaking about in the beginning, because I understand what my cousin Krista said. Like, give me time to process it. Give me time to absorb and digest the fact that I have an illness that I have to do. But I'm talking about period. People, we still have that mind, especially Black folks. Will go on in this house, stay in this house. It's nobody business. We're not going to say nothing. It's shame. It's all the tactics that the enemy give us to keep things that he know that can help other people. Shame, guilt, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, even after you process, I'm not, trying to make this a debatable issue because this is a very sensitive subject. So I'm not trying to make it a debate, but I'm just saying overall, I think we need to develop a different frame of mind as far as sharing our experiences, realizing that our experiences can help others.
And I hear you, Mo. I know for me, and I can probably speak for my family, spiritually, when things was plaguing my family, I strategically knew who God said to tell
Right.
because we strategically needed those prayers. Prayers of the righteous avail much.
Mm-hmm.
But you have people who prey on different things, exploit different things because they want attention, they want to be
Oh yeah.
popular, they
Yep.
want to be attached or
Yeah.
connected to who you know. So we do still have to be mindful about how we're speaking our lives out into the world, into the
Yeah.
atmosphere, only because I need God to do something and I need him to do it right now. And I don't need to be a public figure for attention, for you to be out here bragging about what I know her. No, I need God. When I needed God, well, we always need him. But when I needed him to do something for me in my life, it wasn't for everybody.
Right.
You all knew my small circle knew my all of my immediate all everybody knew what we needed to do, but it wasn't out there for them. So
And
I do understand that because sometimes it's just hard. I don't have time. I'm fighting for my life. So I don't have time to be out here on social media. When we didn't have that, what did we do? Right?
and
Well,
I
sometimes
got on my
and
knees, I
sometimes people
prayed.
are just private people.
But
Sometimes people are just private people.
So
can I just say
yeah,
one thing?
that's what I said.
Miss Jackie.
Go ahead, Jackie.
I just think that also when it comes to going through cancer and being out there, I don't think people are trying to. I understand you want to be, some people may want to be private, but you have to remember sometimes you're helping other people because
that's
someone may
what I'm
Understand.
saying.
what you're going through. But when people go live, I don't think they're pretty much showboating. I think they're doing it as a platform to let people know that you're not alone.
That's
Because there's so many people out here suffering and going through cancer that may not have a support system, that
right.
may not have that friend to talk to, that may not have that, may not have that, that brother or sister, and they may be
Yeah.
struggling alone, and they may be going through things, and they may not have the answers, or they may be struggling with something. They don't know the answers, and if they're the first person, like for me, I was the first person in my family that was dealing with breast cancer. So I couldn't go to my daughter, who was my caregiver, and say, this is how I'm feeling. Can you tell me this, or how can I help? But by me being attached to others who have gone along and building that village, and having that support, they were able to help me and give me answers or tell me what helped them that may can help me, during the time when I, didn't know how to deal with a certain pain, or I didn't know how to deal with a certain side effect, and they may have dealt with it. So a lot of times it's certain reasons, it's certain benefits of having that village and having people there and building your village, because you need them. You're going to need them in different ways, but again, by going live, it's sharing, and it's letting other people know that they're not alone. So you can look at it that way too. And I also want to say, when you're going through breast cancer, you want positive people. You don't want no
That's
Oh
negativity.
yeah.
absolutely.
You have to be structured.
Oh
All you want is positive. Anyone that's bringing you any type of negativity, you need to weed them out.
Yeah,
so
Miss
Yeah.
Jackie, I was sitting here and even listening to you now. Everybody's walk with Christ is just not the same. We are not all on at the same level.
right.
And so what one can do, another can't. I had two sisters in Christ. You guys know Pastor Shelley, you guys know Pastor Jules, and at the end of the day, they told their story as they went through it. You know, but a lot of people can't do
Right.
Yeah.
I just think it's individuals. What works for one person don't work for everybody.
that.
But I say just find what works for you, and everybody needs support. Never go through anything alone, because being alone
That's the
leads to
devil
Yeah.
depression.
playground. That's the devil playground when
Yeah,
you
and you
sit by
you just don't.
yourself.
And I just want to say
Yeah.
thank you so much to all the beautiful ladies up there. Your
Absolutely.
stories are so powerful because they were three stories battling the same disease, but so different. And we appreciate you. We appreciate and we appreciate our viewers, and we hope that your stories and you telling them to go get a mammogram and to check yourselves or whatever, you reach somebody. Because we always reach one. If it's just one
Just
person,
one.
it makes the show worth it.
So my question was going to be, and I want each one of you to answer this question. How much does your faith in God and spirituality play in your healing? Starting with Chris. Go ahead. Whoever want to take it first.
Doesn't matter. I was gonna say, just as you guys were talking, the first thing that came to my mind is that we overcome from one another's testimonies, and it's a thing to share because you do feel alone, and so when God surrounds you around those people, it helps you to understand that yes, the situation may be different, but you're not alone.
Right.
So I thank God for my faith. I thank God for praying. I thank God for that foundation of knowing God and being a believer. I thank God for the music because there are certain songs that I would just hold on to, you know, break every chain, speaking healing over myself, just different songs that as he's intentional, never failing, God is good. Just certain songs just really kept me lifted. And I thank God for just that ministry and that music to be able to grab hold to that word, repeat those words, pray the scripture, and also listen to those songs and actually motivate myself and keep my mind. Because if he can attack your mind, then of course everything else,
Yeah,
but
he
Absolutely.
got you.
Come
renewing
on.
my mind and keeping my mind. I thank God for it.
Good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Jade, you want to go next?
Yeah, I always say to myself, if God can bring me to it, he'll bring me through it.
That's
Come
right.
on.
Yes, so I do have that faith. I have a praying family. They all pray for me, pray with me. So yeah, faith. It, it just is there, and you just have to hold on to it, and just know that you have people that truly, genuinely pray for you, and love you, and pray for your healing, complete healing.
Absolutely. Jackie?
I just feel like I through what I went through because I had to be a testimony for someone else. So someone else could see that if Yahweh did it for me, he'll
You
um,
do it for you.
that he is a healer. And during my journey, I posted scriptures all around, and I read those scriptures on my wall. And I would read those different scriptures for strength. And as you spoke about Shelly Carter, um, she was one of my, she was a part of my tribe, so she
Oh,
sent me when I was in a hospital. She sent me a song. It was the first time I ever heard that song, and it's called "You're Gonna Live to See It Happen."
Come on.
mhm.
Listened to that song and I laid in my bed and I cried. But that song gave me so much strength, through my season. So my faith was strong and it continues to be. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny you mentioned Shelly. That's one of our guests that I wanted to be on today, and I always say to her that her testimony was absolutely for the world.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
absolutely was. You can see it. You see her life playing out, and you see what God is doing.
Yes.
So it just wasn't for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have another question. I'm just curious because we had a episode one time about caregivers, right? And the weight that caregivers carry. So I just wanted to know if you had any advice or anything you wanted to say as far as loved ones that hurt and sit and watch the pain, and what would you tell them, or how would you give them some encouragement? Because I know it's not hard being a caregiver.
I can say, and I'm sorry, y'all, for
Easy.
are,
Easy. I'm at easy. I know it's not easy. My
but
bad.
what I want to those that are their loved ones is just have grace. Understand that the person, your loved one, is going through a time in their life where they feel like they're the fight of their life, which they are. So be a little understanding and patient with them. Sometimes I would be snappy at my daughter, but it wasn't that. And it's not that I didn't appreciate her. I was being mean and nasty. I was going through something.
Right.
I fighting for my life, and sometimes we can't understand, you know, others don't understand. They feel like we're being mean and nasty. Not intentional.
Right.
Have patience, have patience, and just be understanding. Like if they ask for a moment to be alone, give that person that moment to be alone, because it's not that they're not appreciative of what you're doing for them, not that it's just that we are going through something. We have all types of emotions, not just because we're going through something. We dealing with medications. We have all types of side effects that we're dealing with. It's all type of stuff. We may not be able to explain it at that moment.
Right.
That sometimes we just need a moment, but don't take it personal. If that person don't want to be bothered, they still love you. We still appreciate you, and we still,
Right.
grateful for you.
That's
Absolutely.
good. That's
Wow.
good.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anybody else wanted to touch on that?
Yeah, I mean, I could just piggyback on that because I was definitely going to say give them grace because it's new to us. It's new to that person that your person is looking in the mirror at their self, and every day something about them is changing. They don't see the person that they used to see, and that's hard. It's hard when you look in the mirror and you don't see the person that you used to be. So again, my word is processing, and so you have to give them that space, but then also do your research because guess what? They're learning and you're learning at the same time.
Right.
It's like a journey. They say that some people say when the people had kids early, I didn't raise my kids grew up with me. Well, we're in this together. And it's kind of like I'm in this journey with you. And it's like we're learning this thing together. I don't know all the things that's going to affect me. I don't know how the medicine is going to affect me. I don't know how food is going to affect me. I just don't know what I don't know from day to day. And every day can be different. So definitely, give them that space and again, take that time to learn. And also, just be with them because sometimes you could just sit in silence. Sometimes your presence means so much more than words.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
And if all else fails, just blame it on the medicine. That's what I used to blame it
That's
on the medicine.
what I'm talking about.
That's
Hey,
the
that's what I'm
medicine.
saying.
It's the medicine. It's the medicine.
That was good. That was good. So every good conversation that we have deserves some reflection and flavor. So everybody gonna refill.
Come on,
Reflection
Leah.
and
Come
flavor.
on,
Get
Leah.
y'all coffee, y'all refill, because we get ready to reflect. That's what we do. Come on.
Come
So
on, Miss
visionary,
Leah.
would you
We can
like to
No.
start?
no, we can start with Leah.
Okay.
Work our way around.
Always
Yeah.
start with the baby.
You the
Oh
baby.
my goodness.
So
I the
baby, what would
baby.
you like to say? What did you take from today's
Well,
episode?
if I hadn't already scheduled it,
Okay.
if I hadn't already scheduled it, I would after the show, I would schedule my mammogram.
Good.
You ladies have absolutely made me feel fearless.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was fearing getting the mammogram. So I go on November 25th.
All right, November
Love it.
25th.
Okay, come
So
through.
I'm praying
Yes.
all good reports.
That's right.
That's right.
And I love you guys. Y'all are powerful warriors. You went through, you're going through, you got through, and you are my inspiration.
Good.
And that's all I have to say.
That's
Love
good.
you.
That was good.
Oh.
Um, it just makes me aware that to be more empathetic and patient to those, because I know not even with specifically breast cancer, but illness period, sometimes even your optimism can irritate people. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I've been in that situation a couple times where come on, we gonna do, and it's like like you
You're
ain't the
right.
one in this. Don't tell me. Don't ain't no what.
Yes.
So, but it just taught me to be patient and to realize that it's not personal against me. And I just pray for all of those who are battling and on the battlefield dealing with this. And we're gonna trust God's report.
Right.
That's
We're gonna
right.
That's the
trust
only
God's
one we
report. That's
believe
the only
anyway.
report.
That's right. That's right. So again, I just want to say thank you, ladies, for coming and sharing your story. We really appreciate it. And I just want to honor those that we lost, because we did lose a lot of loved ones to this illness, you know. So with that being said, please get your mammograms.
Please.
Please do
Please.
self-exams. You know, you can go online, you can Google how to do it, you can go to YouTube, and if you need support systems, there's always people there to support you. Miss Deneen said we can give out her number to people that need support.
Mm.
If you call me, I can put you in the direction of people. I'm just saying, you know, we got to save each other. We got to take care of each
We in
other.
this
We got to love
together.
on each other.
We in
And
this
I just
together.
want to say thank y'all so much. And I love each one of y'all for being strong enough to come on here and tell y'all story.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Visionary.
I honestly don't have much. I do want to say thank you to you ladies. You all, every last one of you are beautiful. You're amazing. I have some amazing sisters who have been through this. I have some amazing family members who have been through this. I don't need to say anymore. You guys all
I just
said
want
a
to know if we
whole
could just
mouthful.
replay the clip, the tribute.
Why you cut me off when I was
Oh, I
talking?
thought you was. No, I didn't know you. I thought you was done. My bad.
You see how I gave her the
No,
floor?
no, go ahead.
Look
I
at the
thought you
ladies
was-
laughing. They even laughing too. Like,
Okay.
oh, play the clip now. She's done.
Oh no, my bad. I thought you was finished. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lisa. I'm sorry.
Well, once again, God bless you all. I admire all of you ladies.
Absolutely.
I really don't have much to say. I'm just excited to have been able to meet you all. Krista, I know you. I love you. You know that. And just thank you. Thank you
Y'all
all.
in the family now.
Yeah.
Y'all in here.
Y'all in the family.
So I mean, like we hip to hip now. Y'all in for it now.
Absolutely.
The
And
presence
Mo, I
of
think
the
you want
Lord
to
is
play one
here.
more clip.
No, I just wanted to play the slide again.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to play the slide again.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
right.
We
Please
love you. Thank
like,
you all.
you.
share, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching.
Yes,
Peace.
thank
We love
you.
y'all.
We love you.
Ah.